Hello people, hope you're having a wonderful, beautiful day. Um, Today I want to talk about um, a few things. My neighbor, he had some problems with his cholesterol, he said, so I tried to give him some advice and stuff, and then I did some research using a chat GPT on it, because although I knew some things of it, I never really researched it a lot because I never thought I would need it. But in fact, well, I did know a few things about cholesterol, etc., because I did look it up earlier, but years ago. But yeah, I learned a lot of new things. So before I start really saying things, I want to say that I'm not a doctor. So what I'm saying is not medical advice. If you have problems with cholesterol, etc., go to your doctor and ask them for advice. So this is just my opinion, and you do whatever with it, whatever you like. So at the moment, I'm dieting. Really, I'm basically just fasting, and this is part of the thing that I'm doing right now, because the research I did for my neighbor really got me into a few things and realizing that yeah, it's very unhealthy to have too much weight, and that's one of the reasons. So it's very good for your health to just lose weight. I always said, like, well, and when I fast, if I go diet, I mean, there's several ways to do it, but I usually start really powerful fasting period where I just lose a ton of weight in a short time, and then if for some reason, if life is too like, I know when I was taking care of my mother, I lost in 1 month, or like in a couple of weeks, I lost like 7 kilograms. But my mom, I had to take care of my mother, and I just couldn't focus because it takes a lot of focus, my way of doing it. Although I'm getting better at it, but yeah. So and then for another like 6 or 7 months, I lost another like 14 kilograms. So I lost 20 kilograms in 1 year, and I went, yeah, I went really to my really close to my target goals, and that's like my the highest amount that I ever lost weight, 20 kilograms. And before that I did like a month fasting, 11 kilograms, and before that I did 6 and 4. And so I have in my life done it several times. I mainly did it because I was making money with doing like medicine testing, and you needed to have a certain weight for that. So whenever I gained some weight, I made sure that I would lose it to keep going doing those jobs, and also it's because it was healthy, of course. And I think it's more healthy. You could say, well, fasting, especially a long time, when you're when you're not eating for so long, that's unhealthy. Well, uh, the question is, how is it unhealthy? What kind of research is there? What kind of facts do you have on the fact that it is unhealthy, and why it's unhealthy, and what can you do about it? But I haven't researched that much because I'm not worried too much about it. I think that having like serious overweight is a lot more dangerous than ever than just fasting for a while and losing that weight, and then eating normally, and getting your vitamins, everything. So at the moment I'm using actually a lot of vitamins. I have multivitamins, I have a lot of other supplements in different forms that I use and I must say I've been fasting pretty in the last 2 days I only had like one meal, and there are only a few moments where I even noticed that I felt that hunger feeling or anything like that, and I never was like feeling like I didn't have enough energy. Now, one of the other things that I did, yes, I used some garlic, and Well, I have vitamin D, I have magnesium, I have actually it started for me because I had lots of muscle spasms or muscle cramps because I want to train and train, and then I started doing long walks like I used to, and trying to lose some weight in that way by exercising and also getting some muscle and being just healthy. It's good for your heart, everything, lungs. But I had muscle cramps and I just couldn't do it. And after doing for doing a few like very powerful walks, I just couldn't. I did when it got cold. My feet just gave up on me and I just started cramping. And it was very. I was like, well, what am I gonna do? So and then I realized, did research that I needed like minerals, electrolytes. And so that's why I started with the vitamins, and I eventually ended up like started fasting together with, but I'm fasting calories. I'm not fasting anything else, because I want to lose weight, because that's my purpose for fasting, is to get rid of all those extra calories, get rid of the extra body fat, get more lean, because having too much body fat is, because I did the research for my neighbor, I found out that having lots of body fat is actually a heart risk for heart disease. And I made in my chat GPT, let me scroll through it, you can see I have like 14 pages of information. Now this is the last page or the last thing that I asked ChatGPT, and it's kind of like a summary of all the things that came before. So I asked like, so a combination of HDL, vitamin D, K2 and garlic can decrease cholesterol and plaque buildup. Now there are, of course there are lots of more things that you can add to that. I'm just focusing on a few things that I wanted to do and that I can do and that I learned about and already knew about. But and also like these are really these things like garlic, HDL, and vitamin K2, I think are very important. K2, it transports calcium buildup from your arteries, and it takes that calcium and puts it in your bones and all through your body, everywhere the calcium is not supposed to be, it brings it to places where it is supposed to be. So K2 is, it transports your calcium to the right places and removes it from bad places. Vitamin D actually helps K2 because it takes calcium from your food. Just taking vitamin D actually just takes the calcium from your food, and it doesn't do anything that much more with it. So the K2 and vitamin D are important together. So this is about calcium and calcification of your arteries. Now I didn't hear my doctor actually. I did last year. I did a checkup on my blood work. It was okay. So this is not like because my doctor said I need to do anything. It's just my own way of living more healthy and trying to learn things about how the body works and how what I can eat and eat or not eat, you know, to get more healthy, and just losing weight knowing that it is of course unhealthy. You know, need to go to a doctor to learn to know that, but there are some things that I can talk about it. I think let me see, there are, I think does fat, oh yeah, no, wait a minute, here, how does excess weight cause high levels of LDL? Now here, excess weight, particularly a form of abdominal fat, can lead to higher levels of LDL cholesterol and several ways. Fat cells can produce more LDL receptors. So there is you can read it, you can pause it and read it. There is actually a process where just being having more of those fat cells and obesity can cause inflammation. Now, inflammation is a really big problem because if we look at like I talked already about calcification, well, another way that we can damage our arteries, or our arteries will have bad health, which will eventually lead to heart disease, you know, because you get all this, the thing is cholesterol. The thing is the inflammation, it makes it that your arteries become like damaged, and on the cholesterol it sticks to those damaged areas, it clogs up those wounds, and then more and more stuff goes around it until you have this big ball, and it might end up in your heart, and you can get a heart attack. So getting your arteries clean, making sure that you have the least amount of like buildup of that stuff, is gonna protect you from and making you less, you're not gonna get a heart attack as much as if you don't do that. So so there. Oh, I got a call. 1 second. I don't have time to edit it out. I'm sorry. So there's a lot of stuff going on. So it starts basically with damaging your arteries. The LDL build up. Like when you eat fatty foods or eat fat, it comes into your body and your body will use it. And that's what here, does fat, cholesterol, LDL eventually used up? Yes, fat, cholesterol, LDL can eventually be used up by the body. Here, fat can be used up as a source of energy by the body cells. So, again, you can read it all. Basically, it will say that, of course, fat, LDL and HDL. LDL, although we call it bad fat, we actually need it. We need fat we need it for our brain. We need it for so many parts of our body to keep working. You can't just say, well, I'm never going to take any fat. That would be, I don't think that would be very wise. So yeah, you need fat, but given the circumstance, when you take too much fat in one go and your body cannot use it all up in the right way, it might get stuck in your arteries, especially when there are lots of little wounds in there that it likes to get stuck in, and then it just coats the insides of your arteries, and after years of doing that, and it will go faster if you like overweight, if you smoke, if you use, I think, alcohol and stuff. All these things. There's certain things that will make it go faster because you're damaging your arteries, eating unhealthy foods that have lots of oxidants in it that are damaging your body and your arteries. So yeah, cholesterol buildup will be faster. Also, it depends on what is your background, what kind of genetics do you have. For some people it will go faster too, so it's good to check up with your doctor on how you're doing. Now, another thing, and that's not in here, that I learned later on, is that we talk about LDL, that's like the bad fat, or that's like normal fat. So you have normal fat, and you have fat that helps transport the fat from your arteries to your liver, and that is called HDL. It's also fat. You can find it in mackerel, in it's fatty fish especially, and certain, there are lots of foods where you can find HDL, and that's like the good fat. So if you can, and you can also buy it in a capsule, and that will transport the fat to your liver, and that will turn it around and make eventually it will like it says, will be used up. Yes, your body will use up the cholesterol. So and HDL is a good thing. So if you look down, we have HDL. So eating certain fatty fish and certain food items that have this HDL in it can help you get rid of the LDL, the cholesterol fats in your arteries. Now, garlic. I'm gonna first show you the official stuff that ChatGPT is great because it's it gives you all the official information that science has found. Now, science is based on facts, and facts need to be researched, and research is cost money. So basically, and funding is based on what kind of on necessity. So if so so my experience with garlic, I've heard this from different areas, but here, like I said, I asked ChatGPT, does garlic remove or detach cholesterol from the walls of arteries? Now, it says so, however, it is not clear whether garlic can remove or detach, so it says it's not clear. That means that science, what ChatGPT had found in the information that he could find about this, he couldn't see any concrete facts about garlic removing it. Now, I can tell you from my experience, because I took it like yesterday. I took like only one small little garlic. Now, I normally eat a lot of garlic. I've made food for my neighbors and stuff. Like, we eat together a couple of times a week, and I make like delicious meals with lots of garlic in it, and because I know it's so healthy. But the capsules, like I'm the capsules there are like 5 or 10 times more potent than in one of those meals. So I must say that I took the capsule and I can really feel it. I can feel my artery, or like I can feel like little stings and stuff. So I know that a lot of the cholesterol is detached, which is good, because then of course my liver can use it up, my body can use it up, and I can get rid of it. It's better to like detach it with like garlic or with HDL, and then have it floating through your body, which might be, you might say, well, you don't want it floating through your body. Well, better have it floating through your body, and when it's at a level that is not dangerous, then wait 10 years and then go to a pizza place and have like some like garlic butter, and have it then while you're very you know. So I think so detaching it from your, so my experience is that it does detach cholesterol, garlic, that it detaches the cholesterol, the LDL, from your arteries, and so it's a good way to clean your arteries. But it doesn't say officially that it does. Like I said, like, I'm not a doctor, but this is my opinion, that it does do that, and my experience. Also, I gave it to my neighbor. He actually, I gave it before, and I gave it to another friend years ago, and they both said that they were feeling like little stings in their heart muscles and stuff, and they could feel that something that was going on there. And I mean, it's better to do it when, like I said, when you think that it's not gonna be too bad, then do it that way. If you think that it might be, if you're really at risk, maybe not do it, but maybe build up really slowly. You start eating, put some garlic in your salad or something. Now, so what does it say? Garlic has traditionally used a natural remedy to help lower cholesterol. So it is traditionally used already there for that. And that's the thing, that like sometimes a natural ingredient like garlic, a food, is already known to be helping against something. You know, it's good for your heart. Garlic is good for your heart, and and then they have done studies. Some studies show that consuming garlic can help to reduce total cholesterol. So it reduces cholesterol and LDL. So it does reduce LDL. So that's probably because, like I said, is detaching it for your arteries. So then your body can again process it. Um, uh, so, uh, but it's not clear if it removes. Well, that's my personal experience. That's what happens, because, yeah, me and and people around me even experiencing this phenomenon where you can just feel. Now, there's another thing about cholesterol. Actually, is that, and that's not in this. This is what I learned later. Is that you have these particles, and these particles of cholesterol, they like, if you have tiny cholesterol particles. I should actually ask this. Maybe, I don't know if this is chat working right now. cholesterol, what should I say, are tiny cholesterol particles dangerous. Just let's see what he says. Yes, small dense LDL particles have been linked to an increasing risk of cardiovascular disease. Unlike large, which are relatively benign, small dense are more likely to penetrate the arterial wall, so that's the damage of your wall, and contribute to plaque buildup, which can lead to blockage of blood flow and increase the risk of heart attack or stroke. High levels of small dense LDL particles have been associated with increased risk, normal total cholesterol levels. So this is why measuring particle size in addition to total cholesterol levels is considered an important tool in evaluation. So you can have a raised LDL level, but if those particles are big, relatively big, then they don't damage your wall as much. But it's good not only to look at how much LDL, also like the size of it, and maybe even you might have like not too high levels, but there are a lot of small particles, and that might be really bad also. So that's like about so here let's talk about food. It's always saying those things. That's good. So yeah, let me see. Let's gonna talk about a good source of HDL. Now I also said that's a good fat. So fatty fish, nuts and seeds, avocado, extra virgin oil. Make sure you have really the real oil, because there are lots of fake oil that are not, because it needs to be cold pressed. It needs to be, if they cook it too high, then they will get more oil and sell more oil, but the quality of the oil will be bad. So make sure that there's a lot of fake and bad oils out there. Make sure you have oil from like a small producer in Italy or something, that will be the good stuff. Fruits, dark chocolate, beans, legumes, fiber, and psyllium. So this is things it says that is good for, it's for the HDL. You will get HDL of this. No, I don't know about you, but dark chocolate sounds good. It's a long time I had chocolate. Anyway, you can make a nice salad with something like this. I'm gonna make next Thursday. I'm gonna make a salad with some mackerel and some other fish and some like probably some of these stuff in it. So now does it get used up? Yes, luckily, because I was kind of worried, like if all the fat gonna end up in LDL, that's not good. It's just like now we have the excess weight. Okay, here. What's the impact of weight on this? Because again, I want to know why weight is bad. Okay, increased levels, insulin resistance. So when your cells, you have a certain amount of cells. Now your body will make extra cells if it needs to. So if you start eating a lot or gaining a lot of weight, your body will make extra cells eventually, but that takes time and energy. So what it tries to do, it will use the cells you have. So if you have fat storage, if your cells that you already made are at a maximum, and you eat lots of sugar, then what happens when you eat sugar? That you get like insulin. Insulin will will tell the body, look, there's sugar in the blood. Now sugar needs to be taken from the blood, because if it doesn't, you will get very sick. It's like very damaging for your body to have lots of sugar for a long time in your body. It will damage your body. So the sugar needs to be taken out of your bloodstream as fast as possible and into your, to get rid of it, your body can only use so much glucose or sugar at one time, so it will store it as fat. So insulin will say, well, look, store these sugars as fat, and that's why people get fat and why there are so many fat people in the world, or obesity, because all the foods that we buy, it's nearly impossible. Like I drink now mineral water, and now you have mineral water with a taste that has no added sugars, and it's really replaced because I used to be an addict to cola. I know it's really bad, but I blame my mother. She gave it like even in the bottle as a baby. So I always loved cola. Now I've replaced it with like tasty mineral water, and but if you drink, but the thing is, like, it's like even orange juice in your yogurts, in your in and also like bread and potatoes, they everything, these all these things, they can spike your insulin. Now inflammation, so this is, like I said, this will damage. This is one of the processes of of why people get like this disease, this cardiovascular disease, is because their arteries get damaged, and then the cholesterol is something to cling on to. Now, high blood pressure, I don't know much about that, and I don't think I ever had that. But high triglycerides, I also don't know much about. Like, I'm not really myself. I never had anything to do with this, so it's not like an expert on it. I started researching for my neighbor, but I did try to find some things that and now I'm using it myself too, that he can use to like protect himself. So now, how does the HDL help? Now I already talked about it. It will transport the cholesterol. Uh, um, so when you're using the garlic, you might get some HDL in there too, so they can work together, maybe to get all that cholesterol from your for your arteries, or HDL. Vitamin D work well. Okay, we take K2. Well, like I said, vitamin D is basically to get. It will help in lots of many things. So, but mainly it will take calcium from your food and put it in your body, and K2 will put it here. K2 directs calcium to the bones. So, and if there's not enough K2, then it might end up in your arteries. You get calcified arteries. Now, this together with the clogging, with everything, it will just makes it all just more dangerous. So you want to get rid of that calcium too from your arteries. So K2. Now what? K2. Now I realized that I'm probably getting a lot. I love cheese. Dutch cheese. Dutch cheese is a great source of K2. K2 doesn't stay in the body very long, but if you eat some cheese, which for breakfast or whatever, you're probably golden, because you have the K2 coming into your body. You have calcium from the cheese, and it's so yeah. Natto, that's in Japanese. It's like soybeans, and they have like this. They're cultured, which means they're fermented. They have like there's this special bacteria strand that they use. You can compare it like cheese, with also they use its fermentation. K2 is created by bacteria. So it sounds like maybe yucky, but really, if you look at it, like if you have a sauerkraut, that's fermented. Like I said, like the cheeses, butter, and yes, lots of things are fermented foods that are delicious. So French cheeses. So I love everything that's fermented. So basically, I'm pretty golden. I have always had. I don't think that my arteries will be very calcified, but anyway, I'm looking at all the things that could be going on. So here you see it's only 1 to 2 hours. It's not stored. Vitamin D is stored in your liver. K2 is around about 1 to 2 hours. So it's good to have it like regularly. Instead of like one big shot of K2, have it like daily or something. But yeah, you can pause this and read it. Now this is about how much K2 do you need, and blah. So there's more information on natto. Now there's a lots of natto, so like the soya beans that are fermented. I still have to buy them. I want to go to like you have to go to a specialist like Asian store to get it probably, but it's like it has so much. Here it says around 1,000 micrograms per 100 gram, and if you look at cheese, for example, that's more like around 3 to 400, which is also pretty good, I must say. You know, depends on what kind of cheese you have, of course. Now I'm more asking here about what does LDL do, because I was wondering, like, why is it in the arteries? Why is it, what is it not? But so the body is using up LDL. So now, does the liver need much time to process cholesterol? So this again, because I was thinking about using the garlic to get it loosened from my arteries and get it into my body. So the cholesterol, the LDL, well, here it's here. Let me see. It takes a few days. So yesterday I took my first garlic capsule. Now it's probably going to take a few days for my body to process all the cholesterol that came from my arteries. So, and it's been a long while, because I've eaten a lot of garlic, but it's been a long while that I had, like, what do you say, a capsule of garlic, which is much stronger. So it probably take a few days. Yeah, it makes bile acid, or it makes it packages it into low density lipoprotein, VLDL, so, and sends it back. So it transforms the LDL into VLDL, and that's so yeah, so it kind of strange, where it's like kind of like it takes it and then transforms and sends it back. There's probably good reason for that. So, but it says here the liver also has the ability to remove LDL, so it can take it from the bloodstream, and anyway, so it can take it away. So getting it loose from your arteries and then having your liver deal with it in a couple of days is a good thing, because if it's in your arteries building up, it can cause a risk at some point of time in your life. So yeah, and because I was gaining a lot of weight the last couple of years, I thought it was good for me just to do like a good fasting and lose 10 to 20 kilograms or 30. I don't know. I'm just gonna see if I can go over my previous record of 20 kilograms. Let's hope it works. What's plaque made of? Of course, that's plaque is a buildup of substances, cholesterol and calcium and other cellular waste. So you see, it's LDL and calcium. So the K2 is important because it will take also just will clean out your completely your arteries if you take care of the cholesterol and the calcium. And also you have to also, oh yeah, I asked the computer about these small particles, right? So I heard that these small particles come from like lots of when you have lots of eat lots of sugar. So sugar is creating these small particles. So another reason, like, to like eat as little as sugar as possible if you have any of these problems. I mean, if you don't have any problems, if you don't have any serious overweight problems, if you're young and you don't have any of these things going on, just just do whatever you normally do, because it's probably working for you. So you don't need to go on fasting diets and whatever just to get more and more healthy, because I mean, it's yeah. Why should you? I mean, if things are working for you, just enjoy sugary foods and whatever. Um, uh, so inflammation, like I said, that's important. Um, so inflammation, and that's again why sugar is basically making inflammation in your body. Uh, and that's why, for like, if you want to lose weight, also like I said, sugar, it causes to raise your insulin levels, which makes fat. Like if you want to lose weight, just stop eating. Like I've only had eaten one meal in the last 2 days. And the thing is, I want to start with this. The thing is that people say, well, having a very strong diet, having a very, like just fasting, not eating at all, it doesn't work. That's what they say. It doesn't work. It's unhealthy. So there's two things I want to say about, and I think it said in the beginning, like unhealthy. What's more unhealthy, getting a heart attack or like whatever you think that's going to happen if you fast? If you fast, actually there's something going to happen that's really good. It's called autophagy, and that's eating your own body. It's eating, well, of course, it's eating your own fat and using that, so you're getting rid of the fat, and that's what the fat is for. Actually, okay, well, actually, like, why do we have fat? Because normally, like right now, we've been living on this planet for a long time, and and the thing is that without the extra fat, we would not be able to survive the winter. Because in the winter, you cannot just go out and get berries and all the other stuff, you know. So that little bit of fat that we had was very important to get through the winter, and but now the winters, they never starve us. We never go into starvation mode. We go never into fasting mode, so we never get rid of that fat. So my body's ability to store fat is a good thing, but my lifestyle is not what it used to be, where winters would starve you. So now winters, actually, you will eat more food and get more food because you want to keep warm, and you eat all these nice foods, and after winter you're probably even more fat than you were before. So normally you came out of the winter like almost like skinny as bones, and then you were able to eat again in the summer, like berries and strawberries and all this stuff and fruits, and then you would gain weight for the winter again. So we are designed to have this up and down mechanism, so gain weight in the summer and lose it in the winter. And that's gone out of the winter a long time ago, when we started like when we were able to have like well, now we have the industrial revolution, where everything is so like so easy to get calories, and it's everywhere in our food, because our food is designed to make money for a few people so they can get rich. It's not designed for us to be healthy. It's for us to buy it. So when we go to the store and we see like a yogurt that has no sugar in it, and we see another yogurt which has sugar in it, we will buy the sugar. That's just because our brain says, well, we need to prepare for winter. We need to get those sugars so we can survive the winter, which will never be, you know. So we are programmed wrong to think that we need those foods and keep ingesting those high sugar foods and preparing for winter. While it would be much smarter to get the normal yogurt with no sugar in it, or some others, so just get some, you know. So if you know, so this is the where it came from. This is why our bodies work in the ways. It's nothing wrong with us. There's nothing wrong with anybody getting fat. There's something wrong with the system that is that well, it's not well. Yeah, there is wrong with the foods and how the foods are sent to us and offered to us. But if you really look well, and if you make the right decisions, there are healthy food and good foods also to find in the area around it. Like if you just go to, like, if you just use like the basic meats and the basic vegetables and the basic fruits, and make your own meal with that, with normal, like your own herbs and like some like normal butter, and just make a good meal, you will be much healthier than just buying all these fancy stuff that is sometimes even cheaper than buying like normal foods. But that's the problem with people that don't have much money. They end up buying like the frozen pizzas because they're like on sale, and they're getting all these like bad fats, like saturated fats and all that stuff. They're getting all these LDL and so and they get all these sugars that's in there just to sell the product. So and that's really hard to even know about that. and even harder just to actually get it out of your life and transform to a healthy lifestyle. Because yeah, because I mean, cheap pizza, come on, I mean, it's pretty nice to eat, and it's cheap. It's like, yeah, you can have pizza for €2, €2.50. I mean, if you're low on money, then that's a very enticing thing, and you say, well, I'm going to just do it once, and then before you do it another time. So there's bits. We are also, well, we're not victim of our society, because in the end we can make our own choices, and we know what is good and bad, and we can do better. But yeah, but anyway, so let me go back on something else, because so fiber is also like, I'm like, let me go to the top. I said, well, what helps against cardiovascular disease? Now, there's some things that I knew about, some things that we can work with, some things I'm not. So eating a healthy diet, low in saturated fat, trans fat, cholesterol, and salt. So that says, well, if you eat less of those bad fats, you will have less in your arteries. Well, that makes sense, and sure, of course, it's true if you, but and especially if you have these meals where you have all these fats packed into it in one meal, your body will get an overload, and it will end up in your arteries. But I mean, there are people that only eat meat. They have their carnivore diet or keto diets, so, or they only eat fats. So I think that you can also make sure that the fats are what kind of fats. So you can try the HDL fats, and then if you want a steak, if you want something else, then just enjoy that. And there are lots of vitamins in a steak or something else, in meats in general. And if you do all these things that I'm talking about, you probably will help get rid of those LDL fats, and it won't be that bad. But one of the tricks is just to lower eating them. I don't know what salt does. Like I said, I'm not an expert on this, um, and I didn't research that. Exercising, of course, like, you will burn calories and get rid of weight, and like I said before, like, the weight will give you it will destroy it will destroy your arteries. No, it will damage your arteries, which makes it it will make it available for cholesterol to get into those little wounds and stick in there, and then become bigger and bigger. So, and maintaining healthy weight, now that again is by eating less calories, like eating less sugar, eating less fats, and not smoking, use tobacco products. Now that is also very damaging. Like my neighbor, probably one of the reasons, because he's not fat like me. What am I saying? Well, he's not as, he's like he is like actually he's probably a bit below the weight that he should be, and he is so his problem, his cholesterol wasn't probably because of any of that. Well, I know that he was like dipping his food into well, he was eating a lot of gravy and stuff, and not much. He wasn't using like beans or anything, just pure meat and gravy, which can be very, because then you don't have, like, if you, it's good to eat beans also, by the way, because beans will stick to the LDL and remove it from your also. So eating beans is also a very good way to lower your cholesterol. So, and smoking will also, again, it's an oxidant. That means it will destroy your cells in your body. It will destroy your arteries, which again will make it stick. Cholesterol. Managing stress, also again, stress will, I think it's cortisol. Cortisol also damages your cells. Again, bad arteries. Alcohol also bad for your arteries. I think didn't research that, but that's what I think it was. Again, I don't smoke, I don't drink much, so I don't need to research that. But yeah, monitoring blood pressure and cholesterol levels. So I don't know much about it, because I should have researched that. But anyway, well, cholesterol levels, that's what I focused on. Like, how can we lower cholesterol buildup in the arteries? Because I'm thinking, like, well, if you can remove it from your arteries, then all these other things, they might be useful, all these things, but if somebody like my neighbor is not going to stop smoking, so I can tell him that, but he's not going to do it. So all these things, exercise and health weight is not his problem, because you know he has no weight problem, and exercising, it's hard for him to even walk around, so he's not going to do that. Stress, I think he's pretty much relaxed. Alcohol, he does drink some beers. That's also not going to change. So the only thing I can change for him is this cholesterol buildup. And I knew about the garlic a long time ago. I used that to get rid of some cholesterol, and for like when I did my tests, and then I was like got blood test, and they told me, oh, one time they told me, oh, your cholesterol a bit high, can you lower it? And then I went back and I got garlic. I got lots of like beans and stuff and lentils, and I lowered it, and it was okay. So yeah, I'm trying. So that's why I devised this. Is something that you can do just by ingesting these things, or not ingesting food. But if you ingest, like if you have overweight, I would say just do a fast and do or a diet or something, get rid of some of that overweight. Don't do like drinking and all that stuff, of course, and smoking. And no, that can be very. I know it's hard to stop smoking. I was a smoker a long time ago. Like 20 years, more than 20 years ago, I was a smoker, and I tried to quit smoking over 10 years. And I know how hard it is. And actually, fate helped me to get rid of that. And I don't know if I would have managed any other way. And now I see myself as a non-smoker. I don't even think about it. So I think anybody can do it. It's yeah, if you just keep, yeah, and it's so important. So yeah, I think so. I think the only thing I maybe want to talk about is fasting then. So like I said, like fasting, people say two things. They say, yeah, it's bad for you, so don't do it. But like I said, like if you look at like heart disease, and all these other things, all these other diseases that you can get from overweight, are so much worse than whatever these people say that you can get from fasting. Like if you fast, oh yeah, that's why you actually get autophagy, so your bad cells, your body will eat your bad cells. So the old cells, the cells that are kind of like so old that they don't function properly, your body recognizes those and will destroy them, and then it will make new cells instead for that. So actually, it's like an anti-aging thing, autophagy. So like, and it happens like after a couple of days, you start like this autophagy where they will destroy the cells and replace them with good ones. So so yeah, that's another great thing to another great reason to fast. Not only you will lose lots of weight, and the thing is like, why do I fast? Why I just diet? Well, maybe I do diet. The thing is like, I fast from calories. So when I say I fast, I mean I fast from calories. I don't fast from water because I love water. Why would I ever fast from water? I don't know what's wrong with water. I want it, maybe if you want to go like for like a cover of a magazine, but that's not my goal. I'm not here to make selfies. I just want to be more healthy. So I fast from. Actually, it's really problematic for me, the idea that I'm not getting all these vitamins, and probably one of the reasons I am overweight right now, because I kept eating and eating because I was lacking all these vitamins, and I was like, I need this food, I need this energy. Also, I had like lots of flu. I had I'm very I'm very prone to get the flu, and for long times also. So I had flu, and I lost a lot of water, which will take a lot of minerals. So I'm depleted of minerals, and so I was missing all these minerals, and my body was saying, well, of course, we know that cheese has minerals, so it's saying, oh, eat that cheese, eat that meat, eat all this. And I was eating healthy stuff. I was eating vegetables. I was eating just good meals and good, healthy, vitamin-rich and mineral-rich foods, but they also had calories. So now I'm trying to like just use all the little vitamin stuff that I have to increase my vitamins and minerals, and just make sure that my body doesn't like starve from those things, and I only starve it from the calories. So and then, but actually my body's not starved from calories because I have the calories to back it up. I can lose weight. I will eat my own fat tissue, use it up, and burn it, and get to a more healthy weight. Where if I do ever like do eat like something like sugary or whatever, my body will say, okay, nice, we can store it for now, no problem, no insulin problems, and no other problems. So yeah, just getting rid of other weight is a good thing. And so the autophagy, so you will, if you just fast, you will. Oh yeah, that's the thing. Like there are lots of diets, and why I go for fasting instead of like diets. Well, I am kind of on a diet too. It's fasting and a diet because I'm fasting for calories. I'm not fasting from health, from good stuff. Uh, um, um, so anything that has like small amounts of fruit, I can do that. Although I haven't done it in the last 2 days. I'm really fasting really strong because fruits do have some sugars in it. So now, of course, meat is not option. It's not really an option. Just one meal, and then go back to fasting. Because if I eat meats in between, it's not a fast. There's lots of calories in meats and anything that like nuts and whatever, and other things that are like bread, cheese, whatever. There are lots of calories in those things, and that's kind of why I got here in the first place. So those things I'm fasting from. But if I can get something that does have some benefit for me but doesn't have the calories, like and then there's not many things that are left over. Of course, the mineral water, coffee without sugar, tea without sugar, the vitamins that I take, the pills. Now on next Thursday I'm gonna make a salad for an evening meal for my neighbors too. They're gonna eat with me, and I'm gonna make them a nice vegetable. No, yeah, well, there are going to be vegetables in it. There's going to be the salad. I'm going to make some fatty fish because that's the HDL. So it's going to be mackerel or sardines or whatever, yeah. Anyway, fatty fish, and I'm going to have lots of like the olive oil is good. All these things that are good. I'll make a very nice little meal of that, and yeah, so I will break my fast then. But that's what I'm not gonna like not eat anything for like 3 weeks, although yeah, because like I have this thing with my neighbors where we eat together a couple of times a week. So I don't want to. And I want to have that social engagement, So I'm not gonna just skip that or like sit there and not eat. And actually, I make meals for them a lot of the time. So yeah. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I don't know. I'm looking at things, what I can eat and what I can do. Let me see. I had this note here. Why is it not giving it to me? Oh, it's okay. So it's saying coffee, olive oil, berries, mushrooms, spices, fatty fish, these things. So it's saying, giving me all these things that I could. Where am I? Oh, here. All these things that I could do while I'm fasting and to get the autophagy up. So yeah. Now, what can I look more at? Yeah. So, yeah, I think. So the fasting, what I said, like about the fasting, is that I have people say, well, look, fasting doesn't work. Well, fasting, this is really important. The thing, what happens, people go on a diet, people go on a fast, and they say, well, it's gonna come back. Well, it doesn't really matter that it's coming back. It's like saying, well, I'm not gonna do something that I like because after that this and this will happen. Like, you're gonna still enjoy whatever you're gonna do, what you like, right? It doesn't really like but if I do this, then that happens. So the thing is, if you want to do the thing that you want to do, just do it, and then the consequence of that, you can deal with that in another way. You can deal with that. The fact is that if you do fast, you will, the thing is, you're forcing your body to, like your body needs about 2,000, 3,000 calories a day. Now, if you fast and you don't get those calories from your food, where is that 3,000 calories come from? It's going to come from your own body. And there's nothing, like I said, like I lost 11 kilos in like 30 days once, and I lost 7 days like in 3 weeks or something. Like like this fasting like I'm doing right now at this moment, it's so quick. Like you can lose 10 kilograms in 1 month. Now, losing 10, 20, 30 kilograms will bring you from overweight, obesity, from cardiovascular risk into a healthy weight. Now, whatever people say, oh, but it's not going to work, you're going to gain it back, oh no, it's risky, whatever people, the thing is that if people need to do something that they don't like quit smoking, like quit alcohol, like, you know, doing things that are good for them that they don't like, they're always going to make up excuses. And then they're going to tell the excuses to other people. No, you don't diet. Don't go dieting, because if you diet, it's all going to come back. Don't do fast, because yeah, that's dangerous, that's unhealthy. And they never really try to fast themselves. They did 1 or 2 diets and it came back and they just gave up on it. Like, if you want your health back, if you want to be healthy for yourself, you have to make this decision, what I'm going to do with my life. And are you going to listen to people that they will say things that make sense? They're going to say things that you will hear and you will say, well, oh, that sounds so good. It sounds so like it's good advice, but it's not, you know. And that's the thing, especially with fasting or dieting or whatever. If you're going to lose weight, it's going to be hard enough. You want to listen to that advice, if you, because you already yourself, you want to eat, you miss food, you want something nice, but you know that you need to lose those kilograms. So now you're going to listen to people saying all these things about how oh, but it's dangerous and this. You're gonna you're gonna not do it, and then again what they said, like, oh, it's gonna come back, and oh, it doesn't work, and all these things, they just made it come through because you listen to them. But if you don't listen to them, if you do keep fasting in a healthy way, take your vitamins, and go to a doctor, whatever, just make sure you do it in a healthy way. Eat a meal once in a while with your friends and family and loved ones, and just enjoy your time while you're doing it. The gains you will get in a short amount of time, it's actually like, it's so hard to lose like 30 kilograms at a low speed, because if you're going to take 5 years to lose 30 kilograms, and so much can happen in 5 years. Maybe you lose your job, maybe your dog dies, whatever. You're going to be depressed, and you're going to say, well, all this food stuff is not working, and you're just going to eat. It's actually easier to fast for like a week than just to spread it out over 5 years. I mean, the thing is that when you fast, you force. The thing is, like, there's no calories coming into your body, zero, no calories for a certain amount. Maybe it's like 12 hours, maybe it's 24 hours, maybe 48 hours, maybe longer. Your body is going to need energy, and it's going to take it where the only place where it can take it, and that is from your body fat. So if you need 3,000 calories, which is maybe a pound of meat normally, it is because you don't eat that pound. That pound is come off your fat. So you just lost like half a kilo of fat, So it's so simple. Like, if your body is starving, well, your body is not starving. It's never gonna starve, because you have, like I said, it does autophagy. It will break down old cells and get the nutritions and whatever from it. So it can do that for a long time before you really gonna starve. Now, if you're already deficient in vitamins, whatever, just make sure you check your vitamin levels and get some vitamin pills, or get foods which will give you those vitamins. But you're try to get rid of those calories while you're doing that. Um, so yeah, these things that people are saying, um, like, yeah, did I gain weight after I lost 4 kilos? I lost 6 kilos. Did I lost 11 kilos? I lost 20 kilos. Did they come back? Yeah, sure. But it took me 3, 4, 5 years before those calories came back, and they were like now. A couple of years ago, I lost my mother, and I've been going through so much stuff the last couple of years, just rebuilding my life. I lost my home. I lost my job. Well, my there was no work for me. There were so many things that going on that food was not on my. Uh, Although I still, for a long time, I still try to watch my food and my health and whatever. But the more stuff goes on in your life, the lower those, the less, the more hard it is to really take, to put the time and energy into that to keep it good, you know. And the last 2 years, I moved to a location where really like there's nothing to do outside here. There's no reason for, like, normally I would love to go walk through my beautiful city Leiden, and just go shopping, look around in shops, I was really going out almost every day, spending some time walking, and now there's really like it's a 2 minute walk, you know, and basically um, I've been working behind my computer, sitting behind my computer, and fixing all my problems, and working on myself. And although I wanted to do a fast, I wanted to like do a diet, uh, which I knew I was gonna happen. It you doing a fast, doing a diet. It's a mental thing where you have to have the mental focus to do it, and a mental passion almost, a mental strength, mental clearance, mental and emotional focus. And that's what I say, like doing a fast for a week is probably easier than just trying to diet for 2 months, or a half a year, or 3 years. So all these people that say, well, it's dangerous doing all these fasts and all these things. Well, maybe if you're already deficient in vitamins and you don't take vitamins, and you really starve yourself, maybe you can get some problems. But I mean, um, if the other kind of the thing is that you might never lose the weight and you get a heart disease someday, then I think that weighs out whatever. And the fact that you might gain it back, sure, maybe I'll lose uh, 10, 20, 30 kilograms. I hope so. That's my goal. And hopefully I will stay off there for a long time, and hopefully for the rest of my life. But maybe I will gain a few kilos of that, maybe a few more, I don't know. And then maybe I have to again do a little fast or something to get rid of it. The thing is that, like I said, actually it's normal. It's normal. We have been doing that for millions of years, where we ate in the summer, we gained weight, and then in the winter we had lots of lacking. We're lacking so much in food, in water, in all these things, and we needed that extra energy to survive because it was cold. So our bodies are made to starve. They're made to lose weight. They are made to go through like a winter. So what I'm doing now, I am making an artificial winter, an old-fashioned winter for myself, where where I would be stuck in a cave, and I run out of like berries and deer meat and broth and whatever, and I would just have nothing but like bones to chew on, and I would starve. I would lose all my fat, and my body would actually. That's a good. I've heard a lot of researchers talking about like the autophagy, about the cold, about not eating. Your body goes into this because you are in starvation mode, because you are at risk, your body will go into this system where it's doing your best to make you survive. It goes into survival mode, which is actually a good thing. So because it will, like I said, it will repair your bad cells. It will use up the old cells, get all those nutrients from it, and reuse it. So I think that the idea that, well, you're gonna gain it back. Of course, you're gonna gain some of it back at least, because that's the whole system. Its system is designed. In the summer, you will eat your berries and you will eat your strawberries, and you smell the flowers, and you will be just in summer mode, and then and gain weight, and then you have to go into starvation mode to get it all, get rid of it, and that's what I'm doing now. I'm just creating this artificial winter. Anyway, guys, winter is coming. I hope you enjoyed this talk. I know I was a bit like not all over the place. I'm sorry for that. I don't have time to do all this editing and stuff, so I just can upload it the way it is. And I hope you're having a beautiful day and lots of love, and bye bye.